Okay, we ready to start? We apologize for being late. Was the meeting posted? Okay.
Yes, that is. Commission will take up the matter of a special one-day license application for beer and wine only, or either one. Ed Cyrus of the Merrimack Repertory Theater for theatrical performances at Liberty Hall, 50 East Merrimack Street. This would be 1/2 hour prior to and during a 15-minute intermission for scheduled performances during the month of April. There are 19 dates in total, starting with April the 17th, and the production would end on May the 11th. Mr. Cyrus.
Okay. Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Okay. Yes, I'm Ed Cyrus, General Manager, Merrimack Repertory Theater.
Okay, and how many of these licenses have you had in your name?
9 or 10?
None this year?
None this year, right?
Okay. Have you had the license in your name before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you know the speech, you know the drill.
I do, very well.
Realize the license is your license. Nobody else's, not the Merrimack Theater, no one. It's yours. You are responsible for it. Any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Yeah.
No questions. I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the licenses.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Look at how easy that was.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take care, Ed. Good luck. Next.
Commission will now take up the matter of public amusement applications for events scheduled at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. Thomas McKay, Mill City Management, Inc. Carleen McDonald is the representative. There's a concert, Kathy Griffin. Promoter is the Merrimack Mill City Management, for Thursday, May 1st, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also a show, Lisa Williams, psychic. Also the Mill City Management promoter, for Thursday, May 8th, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. There's a show promoted by the Chelmsford Housing Authority as a fundraiser for Thursday, June 5th, 2008, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And last is a show promoted by the Middlesex Community College, the Middlesex Community College's Celebrity Forum, for Saturday, June 21st, 2008, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Carleen McDonald.
Okay. It doesn't look like there's anything wild and crazy there. Anybody have any questions on any of these?
No questions.
I'm just curious, is after that furor in the elections, is Chelmsford going to be holding more fundraisers, do we anticipate?
I don't know.
Oh, I have no questions. I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Yes. Next on the agenda.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up a request. Commission will now take up a request to amend the discretionary hours for the sale and service of alcoholic beverages established by the Lowell License Commission on April 16, 1998. As a condition, granting a liquor license to the Europa Cafe, Inc., Joseph Samo, manager, the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 547 Central Street. Attorney Michael Zame is legal counsel for Europa Cafe, Inc. He has filed written request for the licensing board to review the action taken by the local board on April 16, 1998, setting the hours at 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., with a review to take place 6 to 8 months upon opening. Attorney Zame has filed cover letter dated the April 8th, 2008 with exhibits. Those I had forwarded to you by fax. The matter before the licensing board will address the recording of hours that occurred in preparing licenses for issuance from years 2000 to 2008.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Attorney Michael Zame for the Europa Cafe. I have Joseph Sameo with me, who's the manager of record of the Europa Cafe since the liquor license was first granted back in 1998.
Okay, I'm going to acknowledge at this point my relationship with Attorney Zane. He is my son-in-law's brother, but I sat on the original decision on this, so I'm not going to recuse myself. I've read your packet that you had sent to us, Attorney Zane. I found it, to be very honest with you, and not trying to sound partial, was very complete, very well done. Your client is correct in that the licenses, the times on the licenses was not set back. I find no reason here to have a problem. I think what needs to be addressed at this point is that he has been operating under the normal hours of the license for this period of time. What I what I'm concerned about, and then I'll turn it over to the other commissioners, is that obviously somebody, a neighbor, a condo owner, the police, or somebody in the area has all of a sudden been woken up. You know what they say about a sleeping dog, and it slept for the past 6 years. And there's been no problems and no complaints, but obviously now all of a sudden there's somebody watching him, all right? I leave it to your discretion, you as his attorney, to make sure he thoroughly understands that. As far as I'm concerned, I would leave the hours as they're defined on the license, and as he has been operating, obviously, under the license, but also say to you that, you know, somebody downtown is definitely watching, so he needs to be very aware of that at this point.
If I may address your point to begin with, Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to begin by thanking Mr. Nguyen. Over the past week since being retained by the Europa Cafe, I've had the pleasure of dealing with both Mr. Nguyen and Attorney Leahy from the city in gathering an abundance of documents from the lot that Mr. Nguyen has kept over the years, being able to look back to those meetings and realizing that this commission did. When you were on the board then, the other two commissioners were not on the board as of yet, and acknowledging that the original license, like I said, did say 11. It was clear that from the minutes of the meeting that Mr. Simeo agreed that the license hours would be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Through the records, we were able to go through and see that somewhere along the line, when the license was issued, and there was a brief period of time, about a 2-year period in between the time the license was granted to Mr. Simeo in April of 1998, and about 2 years, 2 years and 4 months delay before he actually got to open the doors, due to one an appeal to the ABCC in July of 1998, at which time, after a hearing in September of 1998, the ABCC upheld this board's decision that it acted within its authority and did not abuse its discretion in granting the license with those hours. It appears as though the original decision in the Form 43 that was filed by Mr. Nguyen with the ABCC did indicate that those hours would be reconsidered by the board. On the Europa's part, they never brought it forward, and they got a license later on that said 8 to 2. They operated on a good faith belief that they did have that ability to do that. We are aware, and I think that there was a letter, there was a question about some disturbances at the Europa Cafe. I was encouraged in reading the superintendent's letter that when he addressed that issue with the captain of that precinct area, which is very close to the business, the captain was aware of those, and they were working with the Europa people to cure any deficiencies, and we believe that we have. And one of the ones was there was a noise issue. Once they learned of it, that week there was a noise issue on a Friday night about a month and a half ago. That Monday, they had people in and they soundproofed the windows and the doors of the function room upstairs to immediately correct the problem without the need of being, working with the police, without the need of being called in here. I did note from the record in Mr. Simeo's, not only has he been in business here for 8 years, but he has a long history of having liquor license in the city dating back to the early 80s. And during all of those times, and in these records here, he's never been before you for any violation, any problems. And in fact, I did see a letter that Mr. Simeo brought to me that he did in fact undergo some of the underage compliance things that have been going on, successfully passing those. He's expressed an interest to continue working with the police department. To his credit, in that 8-year period, again, there has been little or no problems. Obviously, there is a gentleman that did speak, and he didn't go to the police department. They went to the mayor's office to talk about disturbances in the neighborhood, and those disturbances have been addressed, and they continue to intend on working with the police to curtail any problems before they get to this level.
Good enough. Good enough. Do you have any questions, Ray?
Basically, Describe the business. I mean, I know what it's like, but just for the record, this is more or less, it's downtown, right? Centrally located.
It's actually on Back Central Street.
Okay.
Which is, if you're leaving, actually coming up from, or if you're coming off of Lawrence Street, if you took a left up the hill, and I don't know the name of the street that comes up that hill.
That's, the building used to be where the Italian club used to be.
Okay.
On Back Central Street. A great building. It's a very solid building. I renewed the whole thing. It's and no neighbors in the back, and no one of the neighbors made it a complaint. The ones just closed in, except this one coming now.
I have no other questions.
I just want to make sure that you know that you got to keep that Back Central Street. That's a pretty main thoroughfare for the city, especially people coming from Belvedere and South Lowell coming to downtown. So just make sure at night that it's cleared out front and there's not people hanging around. I've been in your place many a time, and it's a good spot. So I have no problems. Just make sure you keep it nice and clean.
I certainly
Okay?
will. I'll be more than glad to work with everyone else.
Well, with that, I'll make the motion that we go ahead and amend the discretionary hours to reflect what's presently on the license.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Take care.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda. What's this one?
Commission will now take up the matter of an application by a corporation known as CEC Entertainment, Inc., doing business as Chuck E. Cheese. Michael Morgan is the manager of record, a malt beverage and wine restaurant licensee at 209 Plain Street. This being for approval of 2 new corporate offices. Mr. Chairman, corporate offices are based in Texas. The company itself is also a Texas company, and periodically the company will go through a transition, to add new people. And this is a situation where 2 offices, gentlemen whose names are Michael Deck and Charles Morris. David Deck and Charles Morris are involved. Individuals we have no acquaintance with, but Mr. Morgan is the manager of record here, and dutifully he is doing the company's business. Also, it's just a police request for query was conducted, and there's no issue in that regard. Also, the paperwork, as it should be filed and to be in compliance with state regulation and local regulation, appears to be satisfactory.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Michael Morgan?
Okay, Michael. Can't beat a future Chuck E. Cheese right here. Future dad.
Yep.
Right here.
Wish I had some
Can't beat
coupons
Chuck
on.
E. If I was voting against Chuck E. Cheese, I can't go home. You're kidding? My grandson won't let me in the house. Any questions about Chuck E. Cheese? You'd make a good Chuck E. Cheese, you know that? Yeah, sure. Well, give you a little something to do on the side. Okay. You got
I
any
have no
questions? This
questions.
guy?
I'll make a
Never
motion.
question Chuck
No,
E. Cheese.
exactly.
Never.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Thank you.
Take care. What did you say about this? Next on the agenda.
Commission will now review a matter that was held on the meeting of March 27th, an application by the USA Auto Sales, Inc., used car dealer licensee at Class 2, 719-B is the license number, for a change of officers, directors, and for change of the location. USA Auto Sales presently has surrendered, though. It was licensed for 607 Middlesex Street. At that time, Danielle Coriolano being president, treasurer, and director, Rialdo being Rialdo Ferreras being a Secretary Director. Now USA Auto Sales, Inc. has applied to relocate its license to 93 Chelmsford Street, that being an open lot approximately 16,958 square feet with an office trailer approximately 576 square feet, the condition being a maximum number of vehicles of 75 and no junk vehicles. The corporate office is to be changed. Rialdo Farias would be the President Treasurer Director. Danielle Coriolano would be a Secretary Director. The current licensee of record at 93 Chelmsford Street is the Highline Group, Inc., Charles Fotopoulos, President. Mr. Chairman, you had requested at the last meeting that since Danielle Coriolano is out of the country, that there be a notarized statement where she would be complying with the officer change from President, and that she would be now known as the Secretary to the Corporation, and that Rialdo Farias would be President Treasurer.
Right. Introduce yourself, please.
Rialdo Farias.
I'm sorry?
Rialdo Farias.
Okay. You know, I guess I just got to add point blank. Yeah. She has a notarized statement in Portuguese, yet the statement in English is not notarized.
Okay, so she my wife. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She live in Brazil. Brazil never put it authorized in English. I need you transfer Portuguese. The guys put it in Portuguese.
Why didn't she have it notarized in English?
No, in Brazil no, because she now in Brazil.
Yeah, but you're in America. No, I mean,
Yeah, it's she transfer.
You know, I mean, every time you folks come in with this, it's just, well, do you read Portuguese? All right? Do you read Portuguese? All right.
I'm sorry.
Do I read Portuguese? No. Okay? You know, we've been through this with you so many times. And every time you guys go to transfer a license or change, you're changing in midstream, you're changing it again, you're going, this is a simple thing. This is America. Okay? And I can understand her being in Portugal and having it done. But if she could have had it done in Portuguese, she could have had it done in English. And then there's no doubt whatsoever what's going on here. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not accepting the papers. I want it done and done once. Do you know how many times we went through this to get that license on what was it, Ryan, where were they? Middlesex Street, where the old place was.
Okay.
And every time we did it, you keep changing, you keep changing. There's no reason why this couldn't have been done in English.
Yeah, but this is not transfer the license. This I change it. This not transfer the license. The license continue same this corporation. Só transfer the president, tira de Daniel, eu take Daniel e put it Realdo, this is your casa. Nothing, no transfer the company. The company same, this is not corporation. It's corporation. No transfer the name and everything. It's transfer the president, put it Realdo, because she no here now. This is different. I don't transfer the license. I change the address on the circuit. The guy sell on the another lot. I hand to another.
Well, we're looking at a change. It's not a change in holder of the license, but a change in officers, directors, and location.
Yes.
All right. And have we resolved the issue with the holder of the present license at that location?
Both licenses have been submitted to the office. The one
Okay.
that's for 607 Middlesex Street for USA Auto Sales. Also, the Highline Group, Inc. has filed its license as well for 93 Chelmsford Street.
And do we have all the right corporate documents indicating that a vote and change occurred?
And the application is here regarding the amendment filed with the Secretary of State's office as far as corporate offices.
Who's the president right now with the Secretary of the Commonwealth?
Now Realdo presidente, Daniel secretary. Porque semi tax IT number, everything só change the address, it change the president. Because she not here now, she come back, I think some more 3-4 months, because she have the mother die. And now she have one daughter, então I need to make a paper. I go, huh? Yeah, because the daughter needed the visa. Então she go this week she go the consul, the guy's making paper here. I go today morning, the lawyer, I make paper, the emails paper Brazil. I think some more 3-4 months she come back. Cannot change the.
Those are 2 old licenses, right?
Right, those are the old ones that have been turned in.
Right.
Does he have a printout there from the Secretary of State saying who the president is now? Like a certificate of good standing?
Okay, this place isn't even here anymore. This is a hole in the ground now. This is gone.
Right,
I mean,
Mr.
I don't know
Chairman,
what
as
they
far
do
as
there.
the premises at
Okay.
607
No,
Middlesex Street,
That we know is gone.
that's correct.
And I'm not, and
And what has happened is that the principal, Realdo Farias, now the principal, the president, has signed a lease agreement with the property owner, Charles Fotopoulos,
right,
to utilize premises at 93 Chelmsford Street.
which is where A1, where auto used to be, where they used to be, their old lot.
Mr. Fotopoulos had retained a license for that location. He received it last year.
Okay,
He's never really utilized the license, but in cooperation with the fact that he has a tenant who signed a lease, he surrendered his license that he renewed effective January 1st under the corporate name, the Highline Group, Inc.
okay.
The fact being is that it's their intent that USA Auto Sales would be able to have their license for 93 Chelmsford Street.
Right. All right, Mr. Solicitor. They have this in Portuguese. They have one in English that she has obviously signed, but there is nothing in here notarized or anything in English. And I look at these 2 here, and they're I don't know.
Well, I hear a couple things. One is, do you have the original notarized document?
The original notarized document, no.
I would think you'd want,
What we do have is, in the application packet, there is the print-off from the Secretary of State's webpage showing the change in corporate ownership.
so that has taken place.
That has taken place with the Secretary of State. The printout is dated March 6th in there, reflecting what they're asking the license to be changed to reflect.
That's already been done by the Secretary of State.
Right.
Okay. It sounds to me from what Mr., is it Ferreira?
Realdo, Clésio Realdo.
From this gentleman here, I heard him say that he couldn't get it authorized in English in Brazil because they only notarize in Portuguese.
Yes.
That's what I thought I heard him say. Given that, that would explain why the English version is not notarized. If you're satisfied with the paperwork, you'd be satisfied with the paperwork because all you're doing, as Commissioner Weicker pointed out, is you're just approving what the Secretary of State has already approved.
So if the license is issued to USA Auto Sales, Inc., okay, we're not changing the holder of the license,
Correct.
okay? There's a listed name, President Danielle Coriolano, but the Secretary of State's webpage is now changed and reflected that she has been, she's now the
Now she's
Secretary
the
of the
Secretary
Corporation.
Director.
And Mr. Ferris is the President. So I guess really, am I wrong in this? I would think what we're looking to do is really just have the license reflect what the Secretary of State is already posting as the current officer board?
That sounds correct as far
Okay.
as that, and then you'd have the change of location of the business. But as far as changing the president, what you're saying, is what was happening.
Did you guys have a corporate vote? Did you do that, or did you just go to the website and change who the president was?
No, this the president. I need this. The guys go the new license. I can buy the car. I need the new president come sign, give authorization. This Danielle not here now.
But with the Secretary of the Commonwealth, who made the change, or who authorized the change?
It's Danielle.
Well, how did she do that?
No, she called my lawyer. My lawyer changed this paper.
Well, where's the lawyer today?
The lawyer today, I think so, doctor. Coming here Monday, I think so, Monday or Tuesday, come inside the city hall, this week. My lawyer coming here this week, I think so, told this higher painter than him.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just, the attorney who's out of Woburn, his name is Howard Pinter.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pinter, I had a conversation with him on the telephone recently. He's instructing Clisio,
Yeah,
who is Danielle's husband, correct?
correct.
This letter needs to be signed by Danielle and then notarized by someone in Brazil. And Mr. Pinter is instructing Clisio to forward the prepared statement, which is in English. Who, may I ask, did the Portuguese translation from the English?
Just semi-translation.
Did Howard Pinter do
Yeah.
the Portuguese? Does he speak Portuguese?
A little bit. I have here one girl working for you, Maria names. Maria, I think it's another place here.
Was Attorney Pinto aware of the fact that you would be presenting to the License Commission of the translation of his English version in Portuguese, and that only that would be notarized?
I told her,
I think you might want to have.
You feel
When is Danielle due back in the United States?
I think some, I needed the finish the paper you daughter, and I think some more 5 months. I came before 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
I needed the visa. The daughter have 18 years. I can come before they cannot
Yeah.
have another people.
Okay. All right. You feel comfortable with doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you?
I mean, that's what, the only thing is where's like the corporate vote authorizing that?
You know, I mean, we've been around and around the block on this one so many
I've been
times.
here so many times.
I
so
mean, you have no idea. This thing has been just gone and on and on. You know. Okay. Commissioner Weicker feels comfortable authorizing this, based on what's on file with the Secretary of State. Is that what you said? I don't want to put words in.
yeah, I mean, assuming that the Secretary of State got all the right documents. I mean, I don't know how the change in the update with the officers was done with the Secretary of State's page. Was that just done with the annual filing where you list your officers and mail it in, and they changed it? Or whether they actually had the corporate vote that's required, you know?
Right, I mean, that may or may not be a question for this board. It may be a question for the Secretary of State. You know, it strikes me as
So-
two choices. One is you can either approve it because it's just reflecting what the Secretary of State's office has, or to make sure that it was done in compliance with the rules and regulations of the Commonwealth, which all licenses from this group are governed by. You could ask for further information as to how that vote or how that change took place to make sure that it complied with applicable law.
That seems like it makes more sense. Show us where they authorized the change.
All right.
So what do you want to do? Somebody tell me. I don't want to give them a hard time about this. It's just, as I said, I mean, I think that people that have been watching the licensing meeting over the years, have seen the problems with this particular license, and it just seems to go on and on and on and on and on. And I would like to try to pass this once and have it go through properly. Now, if we vote the license now, and there's any discrepancies in whatsoever, the only motion I'm going to make is to cancel the license, because I think we've been more than understanding as far as trying to, put together this package for you. It's been changed so many times, and there's been so many complications to this. I mean, I know what you're saying, but, it would have just seemed to me that even in Portugal, they would have an American embassy or somebody that could have, stamped it and it would have been done and over with. But that being said,
Couldn't we approve the license with the caveat that they, one, get us a certified copy of who are the officers with the Secretary of the Commonwealth, and two, show us the corporate vote or authorization that authorizes the change that that was made with the Secretary of Commonwealth? Then that would be a valid change, and the Commonwealth would reflect that, and then us acting as the local board could get in line with what the Commonwealth has on and issue the license properly. If they provide that within 2 weeks. If not, we can just cancel the license at the next meeting.
That's certainly an option that you could do.
I was going to say, that sounds like a pretty reasonable option. It would give us the opportunity to vote the issue with the licensed issue subject to that information being provided to the office.
okay. Then we're going to issue the license.
We're going to issue the license, provided that by the, the 24th of April, provide one, a certified copy or a certificate of good standing from the Secretary of Commonwealth showing who the officers are, and two, the corporate vote or the authorization from the corporation notarized, changing the officers.
I have one question. She take this paper, I go to the embassy in Brazil, American embassy. She put a stamp. This better for you. I call she tomorrow go the embassy, American embassy.
Now, all we need is the two things,
A certified copy or a certificate of good standing of who the officers are from the Secretary of the Commonwealth.
Okay.
And the authorization from the corporation to change the officers.
Okay.
All right.
those two things.
Changing officers
Okay.
is not as simple as just filling
I
out
call-
the form. You got to actually have
I
the
give it for
corporate
you
vote.
next week.
Just got to do it
Yeah.
within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Before our next meeting,
I need to come back here or this give you?
No, if you bring it in, you got the
Okay.
license. They're gonna vote the license contingent on you bringing in those two documents.
so we're going to
Okay.
take the
No, I
vote
give it.
now.
I give it.
Okay?
And when
Okay.
you give these documents to Ryan, then
If
he
you
can
don't get
issue
them
the
to
license to
Ryan-
you. If you don't get them to him by our next meeting, then we're going to
No,
vote
okay.
to cancel.
No, I give it. Believe it.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You might understand now that I may issue the license tomorrow?
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Have you got that in a minute?
All right, so hold on.
All right,
How do you
I'm
want-
going to make a motion to approve the license with the caveat that we bring in either a certificate of good standing
Okay.
or legal existing showing the officers of, is it USA Auto Sales, Inc.?
Yep.
Okay. And two, you have to bring in either the corporate vote or the authorization from the officers to change the officers of the corporation.
Okay.
Okay.
I give
Okay.
everything for you. I have. You told me 25 car. The new license now, the lot, this big lot, I think so 75. You can see before I think it's 25. Now 27. This new lot, I think it's 75.
That was
Now he
on the
wants to
original
go
application.
75 cars.
Well, that was on the original, I think that's what that address is
The
listed.
filing fee,
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Number
of cars?
Number of cars.
So,
Chelmsford Street.
maximum, for the address at that, it's 93 Chelmsford, 75. Whereas the address on the smaller lot was maximum occupancy of 27, so.
Yeah, you're gonna have 75 cars at Chelmsford Street.
Yes.
That's what's on the license now,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? Okay?
And was your motion that the license can issue immediately?
Yes.
Or as soon as those documents are presented?
Let him have it. Let him have it. Please, let
As
him
soon
have it.
as, right now, immediately,
Okay,
Okay?
forthwith.
If you don't have by the next time, we take a vote and they go home.
okay,
Okay.
Tomorrow.
okay. You can issue the
Okay.
license tomorrow, but if they
With a
don't have
rubber
those
band
doc-
on it.
Right. But if they don't have those documents to you by the next time we meet, we'll make the motion to.
I'm
to
sure I'll
cancel.
be hearing from Attorney Howard Pinter.
I'm sure you will.
All right,
Okay.
then I'll go ahead and second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Good luck.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
Get
you
us
very
those
much.
Get those
documents.
paperwork, get that paperwork.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the matter of reviewing a used car dealer licensee Esmlin Soren, doing business as ENB Auto Sales for premises at 18 Rock Street. This matter having been continued from February 7th, 2008, and the licensee was instructed to clean the used car lot.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Asman Suran.
Did you bring any pictures?
No,
You didn't.
sorry.
Did you clean the lot?
Yes.
You
Since
did?
last time, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, still
Plant
clean.
flowers?
Yeah. No
Did-
flowers.
No, you don't look
It's-
like the
it's
flower
clean
tree.
at all.
No, okay,
Yes.
all right.
Mr. Chairman, I did have a conversation with the inspector from Inspectional Services. Asked if she had any issue with the lot at this time. She'd let me know. I have not heard from her, so I'm presuming that it's satisfactory.
It's satisfactory,
Okay.
okay? We'll be going by making sure it stays satisfactory. It's not a junkyard, it's a used car lot, okay?
All right.
All right, and if you're gonna be out of the country again, make sure that whoever you leave running the place knows that, because you don't want them causing you to lose your livelihood.
I will.
Good luck.
Okay, take care.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Chairman, just one last item. Didn't have a chance to put it on the agenda earlier today, but Chevrolet of Lowell Inc. at 831 Roger Street. Stephen Lannon is here to speak on behalf of the corporation. The corporation did some restructuring as far as at least corporate name. I'm sure Mr. Lannon could speak on the matter. The licensee is a Class 1 used car agent at 831 Roger Street, and the licensee of record, as the license is noted, is Chevrolet of Lowell Inc., and Mr. Lannon is seeking that it be recorded as Lannon Chevrolet of Lowell Inc.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Stephen Lannon.
Okay, Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've operated this facility for the past 13 years. All I'm looking to do is change the there's no change in officers, no change in the bylaws of the corporation. The only change is the name change. We just wanted to brand it with our own name.
Would you buy a car from this guy?
A new car or a used car?
Both, I hope.
I don't recall us ever having any problems out there. Anybody aware of anything that,
I also hold a license at Saturn of Lowell.
how long you been there?
13 years now.
13
I
years.
also hold a license at Saturn of Lowell for 14 years.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted
If
to
I
bring
buy
to your...
a Saturn, that's a different story than if I buy a Chevy. Okay.
Reflecting this matter to do with the corporation, is an original with the Secretary of the Commonwealth seal showing the number of changes or the various registrations
change.
of names, and last but not least is Land and Chevrolet of Lowell Inc. This apparently had been something that was initiated back last fall in October of '07, and finally the License Commission is being requested to amend their Class 1 license. It has nothing to do with, the Class 1 license has nothing to do with the sale of new motor vehicles. It's strictly a matter to do with buying and selling secondhand vehicles as a Class 1, as a company representative for General Motors.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks for accommodating me.
Thank you.
Mr. Lannon, I'll forward to your office a amended license. I'll forward to your office on an amended license.
Thank you very much.
It's nice, we got all the paperwork.
Yeah.
It's neat, clean.
Just a couple of small matters, I believe. There's an application on file, a copy is you have with you now, is transfer of the package store license, corporation known as Lowell Liquors, Inc., commonly referred to as Manning's, Thomas G. Economo, president, to a corporation known as Shriek Investments, Inc., Jignesh C. Patel is the president for premises at 427 Bridge Street. Attorney Peter Nicosia is representing the buyer and requested this application be heard soon. And with your compliance, with your okay, it's to be advertised for tomorrow's paper for a hearing on April the 24th, 2008.
So moved.
And last but not least is a surrendering of a common victular license for the location at 144 Merrimack Street. Lorna Fay Bellevue is doing business as the Brown Bag no longer, but she just wanted to make her fact known that she's no longer conducting the business and surrendered the license. In fact, I just recently issued the license to her, so apparently there had been some issue as a tenant there that compelled her to leave, so.
Okay. Anything else? Anything, Brian? Anything? Motion to adjourn. Oh, wait a minute, we can't adjourn right away. We have to say
Yeah.
congratulations here to
Absolutely.
Brian. Proud father, baby boy.
Baby boy, Ned Murphy occasion. So,
Congratulations.
April 7th,
How big?
7 pounds, 6 ounces, 19 inches long.
Woo! There you go, nothing wrong with that. God is good.
That's right.
Coming home, see you later.